All I wish with is light skin girl. I'm in love with light skin girl. Never saw all I wish with is light skin girl. I'm in love with all I wish with the avatar. Yes, I'll buy you a store. Yes, I'm a refrigerator. Don't care about you haters. Yes, I'm in love. And I don't give a damn if you don't ever care about. Why don't you leave me alone? I'm gonna ride the dirt and I'm going strong. I'll go from channel to channel. I don't give a damn if you think it's a scandal. I love light skin girl. They make my world out. All I wish with is light skin girl. I'm in love with light skin girl. Never saw all I wish with is light skin girl. I'm in love with all I wish with the avatar. Yes, I'll buy you a store. Yes, I'm a refrigerator. Don't care about you haters. I don't care how stupid I look. I have a form and a more than kindly sure. I won't travel across the again. They goddamn G.I. made me panic. I almost lost it to a game changer, but she turned them down. She want a big ass black ass sing ass with a light skin girl. I'm in love with a light skin girl. Never saw with a light skin girl. I'm in love with all I miss with the avatar. Yes, I'll buy you a store. Yes, I'm a refrigerator. Don't care about you haters. Check out you looking stupid. Got a nigga looking crazy. I really knew you was shady. Streaming content is lazy. When the bitch jump on a panel, it get too hot to handle. Superman comes to the rescue. A nigga knows that it is true. Sipping hard. Oh my god, you nigga from animal right. A motherfucking fantastic fraud. A motherfucking fantastic fraud. A motherfucking fantastic fraud. A motherfucking fantastic fraud. All I wish with is light skin girl. I'm in love with light skin girl. Never saw all I wish with is light skin girl. I'm in love with all I wish with the avatar.
Yeah. I mean, is Jessica on stage dancing naked? Are you talking about strictly for Jessica, or are you talking about for the stream overall and the chicks that are on the panel? Oh, no, I'm talking about strictly for Jessica. I feel like so I stepped away for a bit, and then I came back, and just got several brothers are talking about Lily being in or a camera and shit like that. So now I'm talking about the half portion. Alright, well, we gotta we'll cancel it and put a pause on that one, right, brother? The main thing is back in the ring. So hey.
Yeah. Let's celebrate. All the dark-skinned ladies, all my dark-skinned queens. Oh, yeah. Give me something like love, wisdom. Give me something like that, baby. Give me something like Atlanta Angel. More like Kendra D. Give me something like Faith, baby. Give me something like Elise. Give me something like Crystal. Let's learn about Crystal. Give me something like Bayou Bunny. More like concrete roads, give me something like Sister George. More like Custard B, give me something like Tasha K, Layla Lynn. Oh yeah, give me something like Kim Gardner girls. Give me something like Rashida, baby. More like Rashida, baby. Give me something like Rashida, baby. More like Rashida, baby. Give me something like Rashida, baby. More like Rashida, baby. Oh, like Rashida, baby. Rashida, baby. My dark skin queen. Oh.
He does on everything Umar does. Every little thing. That ain't there's nothing said about that. But when it's turned around, because what kind of man? See, the reason why I'm sticking on this washer and dryer thing, because this man, and see, let me tell you something. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If Lennon wasn't on here judging people and talking about people's shortcomings, I would have never said nothing about him washing his clothes outside. I would have never said nothing about him having a big ass hole in his yard that's a tunnel to go to Mexico. I would have never said nothing about the hot water heater or the cheap ass sun detergent that he had outside. But when you get on here and act like you above criticism, when you get on here and you act like you above other individuals and you're better than other individuals, it's time for you to get called out. It's time for you to get your karma. What you've been putting out, you're going to get it back to you. Because if you can do a critical analysis about another man's life, then we should be able to do the same thing to you. It's some real shit. Because you had a washer and dryer and hot water. What kind of ghetto goddamn? Seriously, like this needs to be talked about more, because he said here he'll make Umar fart. Umar pass gas. He'll turn that into a 4-hour video. If Umar got lint in his hair, ate an ice cream sandwich, he'll turn that into a 4-hour video. But yet, a man that had now this is not no alleged stuff. He made a video. He said himself, I was cold outside washing clothes. It was hot. Sometimes it wasn't working. We had to wash clothes in the tub. What kind of man that's a father with 5 children got to wash clothes in the tub? Whatever happened to going to a laundromat? I saw why he was using that cheap-ass dollar store detergent, because he was broke. But he talks about everybody else. He talks about everybody else being broke. Umar being broke. Umar being homeless. All this other shit. But dude, you were washing your clothes outside. Dude, you begged to move in Spengali. Are you kidding me? You cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, straight jacket wearing, smut ass, dumb ass hoe, sitting on here obsessing over this man for how long? How many videos? That's all you do? Anti-Afro Spengalis. Like, that's some simple ass coke shit right there. Like, I won't be surprised if you remember that movie Get Out.
They had the psychiatrist. They had the little cup with the spoon. I wouldn't be surprised if that crazy bitch knew how to do that. She's crazy. I got another skit coming for you. Don't worry. I just didn't get a chance to do it yet, but I got a skit coming for you. You know what I mean? I give you some attention too. It'll make a difference to me. You know what I mean? I ain't scared of none of you motherfuckers. But this shit is fucking funny to me, man. This shit is hilarious. So I want to go in order. I want to take my time. I don't want to rush. And then I'll put the link in the chat if anybody want to come up here and talk. But I want to take my time with it. So y'all bear with me. I'm off today from work. I'm in a great mood. I'm a little tired. I went to bed late. I had to get up early, get my daughter ready for homeschool. And contractors came here. They're here now. So you know how that go when you get work done. A lot of banging and drilling and shit. But nevertheless, let me go in order because I don't want to be all over the place. Let me get Spengali out the way first. Then I'll come to Lennon and his shortcomings because we're going to put him, we're going to dissect him since he likes dissecting other people. We're going to dissect him. And his fans could get mad all they want. But the truth is the truth. The truth is the truth. I mean, you can't get mad at the truth, baby. It is what it is. So let me, no, man. Like, everybody thinks because Lennon shouted me out, we was cool. Nah, cut it out with that, man. Because Lennon was using a lot of my material for his fucking videos that we was cool. Lennon was doing that shit without my permission the first couple times. The other time, I said he can do it. But you know what I mean? But I ain't tripping. I ain't even tripping off that. He stay cool with it. I stay cool with it. He be on some sucker shit. I'm going to be on some sucker shit. You read in between the lines what I'm talking about. Now, let me start with anti-Afro crazy golly, right? It's not, to be honest with you, it's not much I have to really say. I'm going to tell you why. Because it's clear cut what it is with her. She's crazy. I mean, it's that simple. It's no in between. There's no gray area. She's crazy. She's obsessive, and she's a bully. Just like the people she accused of being bullies, she's bullying people. Trying to bully. I mean, y'all can't bully me. Y'all can't do shit to me. And making videos and putting me in Facebook groups, I don't give a fuck about none of that. All y'all can suck my dick on Channel 6. Straight up. I can care less about y'all little punk ass comments. You're crazy, lady. You're crazy. I know she's the type to be. I mean, listen, I wouldn't be surprised if she got a pot strictly for Umar Johnson draws. Umar Johnson dials, posters. And Spingali, I'm an Afro. Buyer beware. No, stalker beware. Crazy woman beware. Somebody need to really give you some good love muscle. That's what I think, honestly. I think somebody needs to really fuck you hard. I think you need a good, hard swipe. Seriously, that's what you need. You need a good tune-up. That's the problem. That pussy ain't been tuned up in a while because you're too busy worrying about another man that don't give a fuck about you. That thing need to be tuned up ASAP. I think if you got you some good love muscle, I think if you found a guy desperate enough to put his tongue in your butt, turn you out, like matter of fact, Spengali, you ever had honey buns? You know what honey buns are? Honey buns is when you put honey on them butt cheeks and you suck them off. You should have a guy try it sometime. Put some honey on them cheeks, and then put a little bit of honey on that tongue. Go up in that butt. That's what you need. Because what kind of woman is so fixated on another man like this? I can see if he did something personally to you. I can see if he maybe knocks you off and then told you he might have told you to go inside the store and get yourself something to drink and then he pulled off. You know, something like that. I can understand you being upset, but god damn it. I mean, it's more than life than Umar Johnson. We got bigger fish to fry than Umar Johnson. That's the main point that I'm trying to put out here to the masses of people. But people, you know, they're going to believe they're going to do what they want to do, whatever. But you're crazy, lady. You're crazy. And there ain't no real woman is going to be online like this, going this hard on another man. I mean, they say you hate men. I wouldn't be surprised if you hate men. Maybe you want some coochie. I don't know. I'm not judging. Whatever. I mean, or get you a stud to munch you up. You need something. You need some release. That's the problem. You need some release. Anti-Afro Spingalis. That's simple ass shit. Cookie Crush trend. That shit's so simple and played out and corny. Y'all a bunch of suckers. You know what I mean? And you know what? Why y'all putting Max V to all this? You know Max V want to be down. Like they making Max V see Spingali be sunning you. She be making him do little small homework projects until she fully let him into the Stalker Squad. You know, he got to earn his stripes. You know what I mean? Bedtime Story Boy's gonna do what he got to do though. He gonna get down with the anti-frauds. He's like a subcontractor right now. You know, anti-Afro Spingali. I got Lennon's beef. If you want, I got your beef. Just let me be a part of the anti-stalker fraud crew. Cookie Crush. I do whatever you want. I do what I want on my channel. I mean, seriously, man, like this shit don't make no sense, man. But I'm having fun with this, to be honest with y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. This shit is fun as hell. Because these people, I've been wanting to call these people out. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna keep it real. And people that know, that talk to me behind the scenes, they know I'm not lying.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing? This is D. Durrell at the practice. Just wanted you all to listen to that. I'm just tripping out on this Monty Woodgrain content. It is hilarious. And I just wanted to kind of talk to everybody to kind of give you my perspective on all of this content that has come about. And I appreciate much respect that people are giving me, because they like, damn, D. Durrell, you was the man that basically exposed them first. Nobody wanted to listen to you. The information you came out with, now everybody running with it. You know, what's up, Wrench? How you doing? You know, and everybody like, damn, you was the first. And yeah, I'm hearing this. It's not one day since this came out. I get at least 3 to 5 emails, comments. Damn, D. Durrell, you was right all along. D. Durrell, you exposed them. D. Durrell, you did it. I did it when it wasn't even in vogue. You know, do people remember the flack that I got for coming out with this kind of content? Do y'all remember the time back in September, October to the beginning of 2020? I stopped doing LENON content around February 2020. The people that were trolling me, coming in my platform, saying all kinds of stuff. People were telling me, you're wrong. You're wrong. You shouldn't talk about Lenon. Lenon, an upstanding man. And just like Monty said, D. Durrell was the first one to say something. And he knew something didn't add up. Then the brother had to think from himself. And he like, wait a minute, man. Something's not adding up about LENON. And that was the realization that I came under. Something is not right about this man. You mean to tell me? The first thing I looked at, and I said to myself, what kind of man is a supervisor that works 21 hours a week? What supervisor you know works part-time? Isn't being a supervisor a position that comes with working at least full-time or more hours? Every supervisor, anybody I know that's in a management role, they work a lot of hours because they're supervising other people. But not Lenon. What kind of man works 21 hours with 5 kids and a wife? What kind of man? What kind of man talks about another man all day, every day, as if you're obsessed with them? Now, I can understand a woman doing it, but it's not natural. What kind of man is unable to pay for his kids' medical bills and found out the kid didn't even have a chronic illness? What kind of man? What kind of man gets donations to furnish your home? You mean to tell me you making love to your wife on a secondhand bed with secondhand sheets and secondhand fucking frame and so forth? The goddamn mattresses are secondhand that somebody else had made and had sex on? What the hell you did? You sterilized it and then you put it in your home? Which I doubt he did. What kind of man? What kind of man? What kind of man? What kind of man plays the flute? He probably got donations from you all to play the flute. The flute is not a masculine instrument, by the way. Not that I'm saying he's not masculine, but you all know that's been up for discussion lately, allegedly. But what kind of man plays the flute? What kind of man? What kind of man raises money to buy a keyboard when you got 5 miles and a wife to feed? Your priorities are all messed up. What kind of man? What kind of man? What kind of man goes around and talks shit about a man for the last 2.5 to 3 years, 2 years at least? But now that people are talking about him in the same manner, you go about flagging their platforms like you did mine. What kind of man? Matter of fact, he could have been responsible, along with him and ENJ, for getting my platform shut down. What kind of man? Because he couldn't take the truth about who he really is that he don't want us to know about. What kind of man goes around on controversial websites looking for certain type of people to engage in activities outside of what your alleged wife is supposed to provide for you? What kind of man? What kind of man befriends another guy that has a certain orientation to go spy on FDMG and then try to low-key get that ripe ass, as he may like to say? What kind of man? What kind of man? What kind of man was under so much pressure because people were finding out the truth of his lies as a lying ass alleged husband and a lying ass father? He takes a whole weekend off of YouTube. And then he comes back as if nothing ever happened. What kind of man? What kind of man? What kind of man would just outright lie and pretend that everything is all good? What kind of man would lie on D. Durrell and say that I'm alleged funding a criminal enterprise. And I'm funding Poetic Flocka to do what he's doing. By the way, shout out to Poetic Flocka. What kind of man? What kind of man does a fake ass documentary that's filled with YouTube clips, not real work? That's not real information that he got on his own, independent of YouTube. You basically paid and donated money so that he can take a bunch of clips and organize it in a manner to create a documentary. What kind of man? What kind of man? You know, I'm an humble person. But everybody knows that I was the one that called this shit out first. And I think I should be giving gratitude. And I appreciate those who have done it. What kind of man? What kind of man? What kind of man would come on D-Darrell platform impromptu and attempt to try to debunk D-Darrell and tell me what I would do with my own children, whether or not I would allow my son to attend the FDMG Academy? What kind of man? What kind of man would email me during the week and say he was going to come and participate on the platform to debate me, which he's scared to do, by the way? Then as soon as his Spengali queen says nay, you curl up like a little bitch in the corner. What kind of man? What kind of man? What kind of man? I'm going to do, and I'm thinking about doing this, I'm going to try to attempt to find all of my Lenon Honor videos of last year. And I posted some, and I'm going to do a whole show reviewing everything that I've stated about Lenon Honor and how you all now know that it's all to be true. You all thought I was lying. You thought that I was being disingenuous. There were people, and some of these people are in this chat right now are watching, who actually thought I was hating and clout chasing on Lenon Honor. They had the audacity to think that D-Darrell, high value man, business owner, actually married on paper, raised 2 grown kids and got one other one. You know, the man that you see going from one office to another. According to MJ say, please post the concert you did. Yeah, guys, remember I did the Lenon Honor concert? 21 hours? I'm going to have to post all of that. Run them donations. What kind of man uses another man, allegedly, for sexual gratification while I'm allegedly married to a woman, and you dipping and diving in 2 different things? What kind of man? What kind of man? Now, I'm going to talk about how I came to the realization. And to be honest with you guys, I didn't want to talk about Lenon like that. Really, you know who I was focusing on the most? I was really focusing on Afro anti-Spangali. That's who I really wanted to come after. It was not Lennon. Lennon Honor to me at back in 2019. I actually thought Lennon Honor was the one that had the most sense. I actually thought that he was the most civil one, the most level-headed person out of the group. Now, Gerald Palmer, we have had a very interesting relationship. We went back and forth. He threatened to want to hurt me, and he was going to pay for the ticket. But what kind of man tells another man that he don't take care of his children, his 2 daughters? But we're finding out you ain't taking care of your 5 kids, your honor army. What kind of man? What kind of man that's supposed to be married allows his wife, not his alleged wife, not to have his last name? The only way that could be possible if you're not really married at all, and you did it so that you can obtain government funding. What kind of man pimps out his alleged wife so that she can get the Section 8 in her name, so that she can get the food stamps in her name? What kind of man? What kind of man allows a woman to lead his household? Because ain't shit in your name. You're responsible for nothing. You are accountable. You are not accountable for anything financially in that house. What kind of man? What kind of man? Ashe, Kimberly, Cumberton, Ashe. Everything that I'm saying is factual. You can look it up. Ashe. Ashe. What kind of man? What kind of man who we find out fake pro-black? What kind of man who comes from an ambiguous non-African background with one parent, at least two parents, and then says he's not really pro-black? But if you look at his videos, he got dashikis on talking about the black family, black men. I'm from the hood. I'm spiritual. What kind of man? What kind of man? What kind of man gets record, and I mean record, profits, donations, Cash App, Super Chat, AdSense money, and he does Lennon honor, and he doesn't offer his subscribers anything in return? When the last time Lennon Honor did a giveaway? What kind of man? And you're right, according to MJ, he subscribes to the concept of race when it benefits him. You're right, mommy. Seems like he has so much resentment towards black community, and anytime he talks, it seems to be from such a hateful place. But what kind of man is mad at his father? And he subliminally is mad at Umar because Umar reminds him, because Umar has masculine qualities, a presence, an intelligence, coupled with formal education that Lenin honor could only dream of. What kind of man? You have the audacity to question a man with 6 degrees when it's taking you damn near 10 years to get 1 degree. What kind of man? What kind of man? What kind of man? I'll be damned. And they used to pour in my chat rooms. I'm talking, man, my chat, man, I was, man, I'm not mad. I'm not hurt that my D Darrell channel was taken down, because I understand if I would have kept that channel, wouldn't be 14, it'd be like 34 people, 54 people in here right now, not 14. But I'm okay with that. You rock with me, you rock with me. It's all good. Okay? You rock with me, you rock with me. But, and I know that YouTube has been messing with my platform, particularly D Darrell the Rebirth. I can't log into it. I can only stream from it. It won't allow me to upload videos. I can't upload videos. I can't do posts or anything on that channel. I can't. I'm limited. They sent me something 2 weeks ago saying that we're not going to reconsider reopening up your channel. But what type of man? According to MJ saying he is also good friends with the swirling, miserable women, Crystal and Karazin. So I get it. I get that. He really was a strong disdain for black people. Yes, he does. And we've obviously seen, allegedly, he seems to have an affinity to engage in alleged activities with white men, as we all have seen, allegedly. But what kind of man does this to his wife? Yeah, you're right, mommy. Same as me. Yeah, he wish he had 2 degrees like me, or had a profession, own a business, has some success that he's done on his own. That's why he dislikes me. It's okay, Lennon. Let me teach you how to be a man. Obviously, your father didn't do it, and you're in your, mid to late 40s, and you still haven't learned? Because real men don't lean on women. Real men stand on their own. What kind of man who allegedly puts his education of why he's working 21 hours a week to obtain an education, knowing that you're struggling with 5 children? I would never sacrifice my children's livelihood to function to obtain an education. I would never do that. If I'm going to seek that education, I'm going to do it in a manner in which my children don't have to go without. But what kind of man makes an irresponsible ass decision, allegedly, to work less? What kind of man goes 7, 8 years without working, period, and doing YouTube videos? What kind of man? What kind of man? This is hilarious. This is truly hilarious. What kind of man? And you're right, MJ. They trolled before I even did a video. They would give me 50 thumbs downs before I even start the video. That's what they did to me. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a you just gave me an idea, MJ. I'm going to do a panel this weekend in which I want all of the people who didn't believe me a year ago to come on a panel and discuss how they changed their mind, and they reflected on what happened, and now they saw that I told the truth. I want to do a panel like that. I'm going to do everybody that didn't believe me in 19 that now believe me in 20 and 21. And to be honest with you guys, I'm not on YouTube to make money. I'm on YouTube because I like the engagement. If money comes with it, I donate it to my group home, the Janice House, which was in memory of my mother. The money doesn't come to me. The money goes to the Janice House so that I can provide adequate care for adult mental health clients who need a place to stay, who can't live on their own, they can't pay their own bills. But what kind of man would talk against and shut down the channel of a man who is trying to do that? What kind of man? Tiff, what's going on, sis? Yes, I'm going to grow this channel because I'm just getting started. I have been, over the last week and a half to 2 weeks, assessing how I'm going to rebrand this channel, because it will no longer be This Is Not D Darrell, because people think this is a troll channel. Right now, I'm working on some software stuff. I'm looking at some different presentations, some different thumbnails. It's going to be nice. I also have a couple other channels that I'm going to create. I'm going to create an African diaspora channel, also in the making. It's going to be live. What's up, LB? That's right. He's a failed life coach, failed father, failed musician. I want to do a show where it's going to be strictly people who were naysayers of D Darrell who have seen the light. I'm going to do a show probably Friday or Saturday where I want everybody to come in and say, yeah, you was right. This is what because I want to I want people to see how you can easily be under a delusion that what you think appears to be true is not true. Okay? Yes, Dr. Bombay, let's definitely do that. I love to collaborate with you on some music, man. You can mix really good too, by the way. I wish I had your mixing skills. Uh-oh. Shakim the Scammer said the Oracle was attacking Umar a year ago, made 6 months of videos. Now she defended him. Well, I'm going to let the Oracle answer that. Now, yes, I did videos that I condemn Umar for some things that he did. Matter of fact, I did videos in regards to questioning his business acumen and the development of the funds about 2 years ago and 3 years ago. I also did a video in which I didn't like how he treated Vicky Dilliard on a phone call, and it went to about her trying to. I guess he wanted Umar to. I mean, he wanted Vicky to denounce Boyce Watkins, which I don't agree. You have no right to tell somebody who is particularly somebody that's employing you, whether they right or wrong. That's not your place. If you have an issue with Boyce Watkins, you take that up with Boyce Watkins. Now that's my position. So that's a troll account. Sure is. That is a matter of fact. I didn't even look at the troll. Yeah, that's Shakim. And I'm actually going to play one of Shakim Raw videos. I want to play some stuff. I've come under the people have basically brought him to my attention. So I checked out a couple of his videos, and I was going to show a couple things. But he's kind of in the middle. And again, the Oracle has the right to do videos on what she thinks is not. The issue is not about Umar Johnson, just as I had to tell Conscious Energy when I was on his channel 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, I think. I think I would know that was that on a Saturday or Sunday? I did a show with Conscious Energy, and I called in. And as I was talking about things, again, when I talked, he told me it was not fair how people were saying things about Lennon Honor. And how could you say that about Lennon Honor when Umar Johnson is doing this and that? And just as I told Conscious Energy, the behavior of Lennon Honor alone is independent of Umar Johnson. Lennon's mishaps, his poor decision-making is not bearing or has no bearing on Umar Johnson and his own situation. The two are not related, and nor should we compare and contrast. Now, Shakim the scammer, Shakim the scammer, you're on thin ice right now because you're trolling, but I'm letting you know you're on thin ice. So you may want to tone it down a little bit. Now let's go back to what kind of man would do these things. What kind of man would just outright lie about another man? What kind of man would just lie about a man all the time? What kind of man would disrespect another man's father like you have done? What kind of man has the audacity to tell another of the father of someone that we don't have nothing to talk about unless you talk about your son scamming? What kind of man? There's so many things I know about the BS that this man did offline and to other people. That's just a small percentage of how he disrespected Brother Jamal. But what kind of man? Man, I'm just perplexed at the inadequacies of this man. But you want to teach other men how to be men. You want to teach other men how to be fathers. You want to tell women how they should be in relationships with men and what men should look for from women. But what kind of man tells a sexual abuse survivor who consoled and paid over $100 to see you that you should just look at your sexual history and try to get along with your dad that violated you? What kind of man? And that female came to the refuge of D. Durrell. Matter of fact, I need to email her to see how she's doing and maybe offer her some free therapy, at least 3 to 5 sessions to see if she's doing okay. What kind of man? I said it. What kind of man? This is ridiculous that the black community has to deal with men like this. We don't deserve this. Black women don't deserve this. Aida don't deserve that kind of man. She laid down and gave this man 5 children. What kind of man? Just think about it. What kind of man? So we all just thinking. These are the things that this man is guilty of. This is what he did. What kind of man? It's a shame. We see on camera as if it's a wholesome family. Allegedly, in which the kids are thriving and happy and rambunctious. You know, he's at home because he don't like to work. By the way, what kind of man cries The fact that his job is making him work 50, 60 hours a week and he can't be at home to spend more time with his children. Negro, you need to be working if you're only making $12, $13 an hour working in a goddamn wood shop or some shit. You need to be working them kind of hours to make sure those kids are taken care of. But what kind of man cries about that? What kind of man does this? What kind of man? What kind of man? I'm only pointing out the things that happened. I'm pointing out the truth. This is not me making up anything. Everything I'm saying is factual. It's facts. Big facts. I'm going to open the panel up. Anybody wants to come up in a bit. But I want to show this on this brother named Shakam Ra. Shout out to him. I'm watching him with great interest to see how he develops over time. Young brother. Let's check this video out.
For tax purposes, and he doesn't have even a business entity for the business. So all of that money that people sent Lenon for services, guess what? There's no way to get it back because he doesn't have a business. And this is supposed to be an example. This is supposed to be an example that I'm supposed to look up. This is what I'm supposed to look up to. Come on, bro. You're 40. The internet is there. There is no excuse for you not to have an LLC. But guess what? The Lenon Honor supporter is going to get on here and say, well, he's older. Everybody doesn't learn at the same time. It takes some people longer. Keep living, Lenon. You'll figure it out. You're transparent. You're transparent with your audience about how dumb you are. Sure.
Part-time job offer that I can take if necessary. Why don't you?
What do you mean a part-time job offer that you can take if necessary? It's necessary for you and your wife to go get full-time jobs. You have 5 kids. What do you mean if necessary? You don't have a business. Let's be clear. You don't have a business. It's not generating enough money right now because you obviously don't have the money because you wouldn't be on her asking for donations if you did. And what do you mean part-time? What kind of man looks for part-time work? And anybody that wants to get on here and say, oh, it's cool to have a part-time job. How are you going to feed 5 kids off part-time hours? How are you going to do that? Do the math. This is a math equation. If you work 20 hours a week and you are getting paid $15 an hour, $15 an hour, guess how much money that is every week? Do the math. 15 times 20. That's about
$300.
No,
it's $300 exact.
And some change after taxes.
Lenon makes $1,200 a month. That's what he makes.
Come on now.
That ain't enough to pay rent.
Support 5 kids and pay rent off part-time money. That's not even mathematically possible. It's not even mathematically possible. But go ahead, keep talking.
Have a credit history. I do not have a credit history because my wife and I live a frugal lifestyle. And we only spend on what we need.
No. You don't have no credit history. How you don't have a credit history? Everybody has a credit history. It's not smart to be 40 with no credit, is it? So again, for all the people that said I'm a hater, why is it okay for you to have 5 children and you're 40 years old and you don't have no credit history? That's not smart. That's not smart. You want to live in a nice area, but you don't want to have any credit. Make it make sense. How are you going to live in a nice area and then not get any credit? How? That's what I mean. You cannot. Beggars can't be choosers. You can't get on here and come.
Wow. What kind of man don't have credit? What kind of man don't have any credit? I don't get that. What kind of man? How the hell you don't have credit? My 18-year, I have a 19-year-old daughter, soon to be 20, that has credit. You could have gotten if you don't believe in unsecured credit cards, you could have gotten a secured credit card for $200, $500, and got established credit if you didn't want to go the unsecured route. But what kind of man does this? And you know he's going to teach his sons to do the exact same thing, because that's what fathers do. They teach their sons as men the same behaviors, at least the good behaviors, and hopefully help them to avoid mistakes that they made so that they can have a better life. But he doesn't have that level of discernment. He'll just tell them, find you a fool like Aida, who you can, sex her down, use her credit, blow her back out every night, have a bunch of kids. You chill at home and make her feel like you assisting her with all the children y'all creating. Facts.
Because it don't make sense over here.
Why don't you have proper proof of income? Because I'm self-employed and I don't have pay stubs. What is the solution?
No.
Don't.
Hold on.
But I have been proactive. Dollars saved up to move. But after applying to several properties, we were rejected because we do not have proper proof of income or a credit history. Why don't you have?
So, if you're an adult and you're watching this, doesn't everybody know that you need to have credit and you need to have pay stubs to move? Doesn't everybody know that? I'm pretty sure when you moved in the house that you're in now, your landlord asked for that. It wasn't that long ago. This was 4 years ago, and he claims that he lived there for 7 years. So let's move it back. So in 2006, when you moved in, your landlord didn't ask you for pay stubs and didn't run your credit. Your landlord didn't do that, Lennon Honor. And even if you want to say that, you were over the age of 18. And, well, there's the internet. You're on the internet 24/7. And you moved into a house and the landlord didn't ask for no proof of income. And no credit check was done, nothing. And so again, when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. If a landlord doesn't want to do a background check or a credit check or ask for no proof of income, don't complain once you get in the house that it's a shitty neighborhood, because it probably is a shitty neighborhood if they're not asking for that information. So I'm just saying. Okay, just because you're self-employed is not an excuse not to have pay stubs. I'm self-employed. Okay, so I can actually show you my earnings. I can show you how much I make. I actually just did it yesterday on YouTube. But there's no point in you claiming, oh, I'm self-employed, so I don't have pay stubs. That's a problem. Because obviously you claim to be a businessman, right? You claim to be a radio host and you claim that you're a lecturer and you do consultations and all that. There should be receipts for all that. You should be keeping your books up to order, right? Isn't that what we said about Umar Johnson? Isn't everybody saying, oh, Umar Johnson isn't being transparent about Well, what he's making, he's not. There's no books. There's no receipts for what he's spending the money on. And if you're self-employed,
so in essence, what he's saying, what kind of man is not transparent about his own finances? But you allege that somebody else needs to show everything when you can't even show your own income. From a job, you only work 20 hours a week. What kind of man?
you have a tax return. You have a tax return. Thank you for that, Maurice. I was going to say that, but just because you're self-employed is not an excuse not to keep your documents so that you can take those documents and show people that you have income. So all of this shit is irrelevant to the discussion, because even if you are self-employed, you still have to file taxes. You still have to file paperwork with the government. You still have to show how much you're earning. So the question that he does not answer is, how much money are you making from these radio shows? How much money are you making on YouTube? How much money are you making doing lectures? How much money are you making doing manhood lessons? Document that. Show that. Because if you're not going to work and then claim to be self-employed, then you still have to file taxes. So please let us know how much money you put on your 2016, 2017 tax return, so we can be clear that being self-employed is not an excuse to not keep your books. Thank you. Just saying. Just saying.
But I have been proactive by getting my bookkeeping in order. I researched bookkeeping online, and I got started with the process.
Okay, no. You don't start a business and then try to research bookkeeping after you start a business. That's not how you do that. Okay, so if you're going to get on here and give people advice on manhood and what men need to be doing, how do you know before you start that business, if you're going to file self-employed, you're going to have to keep track of every single dime, because there's taxes that get taken out.
Facts. Those are facts. What kind of man starts a business and then do the research on how to financially operate the goddamn business? His business acumen worse than Umar's. How the hell that's supposed to be a prerequisite for beginning a business. You have to have your financial foundation in order, or the business is going to fail. You have no accountability. You can't account. How are you going to create money and don't have no account of where the money goes? You see, and you have people you got thousands of people who are listening to this. You have thousands. He doesn't a live stream. You got 1,000 to 2,000 people listening. What kind of man? I'm doing an open panel. Anybody can come up. But what kind of man? I don't get this. I called this out. The more research I did on Lennon Honor, the more and more I became disheartened to the fact that this man was actually worse than what I could ever dream of. And that was the reason why I continued to do videos. Because what I found out is that this man has historically engaged in the same behavior for such a long time. And he never has been made accountable for anything. Anything. And I mean anything at that. Matter of fact, you got people who will take up for his nonsense. Like they did me. Quit dragging Lennon. Lennon's a great guy. Pick on somebody else, D. Darrell. You just mad Lennon got a bigger platform than you, D. Darrell. You want to be Lennon. Huh? Look at the man in that avatar. Do I look like I want to be him? For what? I would never disrespect a woman and create 5 children with her and not marry her on paper. I would never disrespect my family and allow for them to live off of government assistance. I would never disrespect my family and make them think that it's okay for a man to work part-time. I would never disrespect my family and prioritize YouTube over them. What kind of man does this? A bum does. A lazy ass, good for nothing Negro. This man has no right to talk about anybody, nor does he have any right to attempt to teach anyone anything of any subsequence to better their life. He is a disgrace to the community. And again, I will have to show all of my videos that I've done on Lennon Honor. Every last one of them. Because what kind of man gets away with this kind of BS? I don't get it. We allowing this man to get away with lowering the standards of what black people should and should not be doing. That's what we're not getting. We're not getting that. And it's a shame. It really is a shame that we have to sit here and listen to a person engage in this. And he will milk this for everything it's worth. And the reason why he will, because he has no other options. What other options does he have? What real tangible skills does this brother have? None. Yes, Tiffany, I posted some videos on D. Darrell This is not D Darrell. I've posted. I don't have a lot of videos, probably around 50, 60 videos. I have some very, very old videos. Most of the live streams that I had on Lenon Honor are not posted, unfortunately. Most of them are not there. But I'm going to find them. Even though a great deal of them were live, I have a Len. Yeah, I do have some. 1, 2. I got a few, but I'm gonna post them all and do a whole video on that. I know you're right. You're right, Tiff. I say the same thing. I got your email too. Got correspondence from you. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna get in contact with you. But yeah, she said I go back for certain content, particularly from an informational standpoint, and I'm like, dang, they're gone. Yeah, and I have a lot of other videos I'm going to post. None of them are live stream. All the live streams are done. StreamYard has them, but I'm going to see maybe if I can. They only hold them for like 2 weeks. They only hold them for like 2 weeks. Double Exposed Y'all says Lenon is the example of what not to be. Exactly. He definitely is. And it's an example of what black women should avoid. Seth Marie says, to be honest, he so-called flags everybody else's channel when he's in them. He uses Dr. Johnson's videos all the time without permission. Exactly. He flagged my channel at least 3 times. One time he flagged my channel twice, saying that I was using information that could have compromised his safety. And a second time, he said that I did something like bullying or something. He did it 3 times, and I had to adjust some stuff, take videos down. It is what it is. Mommy says, need to stop that hating narrative anytime someone is trying to call you out, BS, shady people. Not everything is hating. There are legitimate reasons to call people out. Exactly. That's why I have multiple channels now. I have my backup channels. My biggest mistake as a content creator was not having a legitimate backup channel. I had a music channel, but I should have had another backup channel that I could have posted all my live streams and so forth. People could watch. And I could have had an archive. Unfortunately, things happen the way they happen. And I just have to move forward and allow that to be a learning experience for me. That's all I can really do at this point. Just allow that to be a learning experience. You have to archive your content. Okay? You have to archive your content. It would be beneficial just in case something happens, because YouTube has changed community guidelines. I felt like they could have just suspended my channel for a week or 2. They didn't have to totally terminate the damn channel. And I think it was done for biased reasons. I thought about moving forward legally with them for taking my channel down and maybe take the strategies that Willie D was involved in, which led them to actually repost his channel back, which is cool. Which is okay. But what kind of man does this? You would think the money that Lennon has made in the past 2 years, Lennon made enough money off of YouTube where he could have afforded the ability to buy buy a home, put a nice down payment on a home. You see, this is the danger of complacency that occurs when you are comfortable off of government benefits. You rely on them to the point that you don't want to do anything better for yourself. When government benefits are not to be a long-term answer to your financial, it's supposed to be a short-term answer to prevent you from sinking financially. Seth Marie says, do you know he kept his kids up at midnight to basically beg for donations? They were fighting to stay awake. What kind of man? Oh, wow. I'm like, man, what kind of man? I said this stuff. I said this a year ago. Over a year ago. Everything that is talked about now, I stated it. He's a fraud. He's fraudulent. I called him a YouTube whore. He does anything for money. And he's not shameful about it. He's going to get his hustle on. This brother said, Lennon is like, look, I'm going to make this money. I'm going to check. I got 1, 2 videos that I can see from Lennon Honor. See what else I got. I only see 2 videos that I put up on Lennon Honor. I would have thought I would have more. I need to start posting some more videos. Yeah. Just got to do more videos. It's okay. But what kind of man has been engaging in stealing, manipulation, allegedly, of others, obtaining benefits from the government unjustly, and then sit here and tell us about hard work and sacrifice and good character? What kind of man? Okay. Well, I see nobody wants to come up. So I'm going to give the link out one more time. And if no one comes up, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this baby up. And I'm just going to leave a little early anyway because I have a session I have to do. So that's my perspective. And I hadn't done a live stream. I was going to do a live stream Sunday. And I think I did. I don't think I did. Did I do a live stream Sunday? No, I didn't. 2 days ago. Oh yeah, I did do a live stream at night. I did a review show that did pretty well. But it goes back to what kind of man. I think it's time that I do a hashtag what kind of man. Hashtag what kind of man. Because I've always known he was lazy and manipulative, lacked foresight, not very ambitious at all. Because no ambitious man or anyone that really wants to do something with himself would work so little. Yeah, we're gonna do a hashtag. What kind of man? I need to do that. That's gonna be the new mantra for 2021. What kind of man? Same thing applies to Gerald Palmer. What kind of man allegedly lies to his wife about what he's doing that's very similar to Lennon Honor too? What kind of man only works with certain type of people, certain population that he's attracted to, allegedly? What kind of man who's supposed to be a pastor goes against the very book that he's supposed to use and flips the scripture to fit what he likes to do so he won't feel bad that it's called a sin? What kind of man goes around threatening another man and even offer to buy him a ticket to come to San Francisco to fight in front of his house? What kind of man? What kind of man, every time you talk about a political group, he feel like he has something to say? What kind of man? What kind of man? Well, I'm going to say, what kind of man writes music about another man all the time? And he plays the flute. What kind of man? So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this baby up because I got to get out of here and get back to the real work in the community. I have to go and see kids that are in the foster care system because, you know, D. Durrell works and actually does things that benefit Black children, Black families. You know, I'm not just on here talking YouTube craziness. I have to do some real work. And what kind of man don't want to work like this? He prefer to stay home with his children instead of working for real and making real money. What kind of man does that? It's sad, but it's truthful. It is sad, but it is truthful. But what kind of man does this? Appreciate the love, mommy. You right, outlaw, light easy. These people are crazy. So I'm going to have to go ahead and end this with what kind of man? Peace.